All right, we're back. And I don't want to start them this way, but we're gonna today. There are links down below if you're suffering from drug addiction, depression, or any other ailment that might make you make poor decisions. Even though all opinions are for entertainment purposes only, consider looking into help. Just saying, from losing one's self to drug and addiction, hell, from what we can tell, kind of knowing it was going on, and then reaching that inevitable end. Oh, that's heavy. And now we can go in the comments, and Mr. Miller here is leaving a lasting legacy. It doesn't make it good, but at least there's something left behind to discuss, create thought, feelings. Unfortunately, when most tragedies take place, it's a small amount of loved ones and friends that are affected. And it's tough. It really is. Go down in the comments of this video and you can see how people feel. And it's got to be hard to not have that kind of reaction. So when we're just a regular person, it's tough. When we want answers, it's hard because there's nowhere to be found. And then we want accountability. But it seems like we're 2 generations past teaching personal responsibility tied to accountability. So I don't know what to do. I would search out every time I referenced these subjects in regards to my own family members. This isn't our first rodeo around here. Spent an entire life, first, 30 years making poor decisions. And very grateful and dependent on programs and systems that saved me. So, as always, the whole day, links to help down below. Search out someone who can help you for real with problems or depression, despair. Find actual adequate help. Now, I have to tell you that that's for entertainment purposes only, but I think it's good advice, even though you shouldn't. You should check with someone smarter than an internet reactor. You should check with people who know how to deal with problems correctly. That is where you'll find a better chance of overcoming personal demons.
Shaker. Man, I think I'm Eric Andre. Man, I think I'm Louis C.K. Man, I think so, therefore I am. Man, it's 8 a.m. Man, my mind is an emporium, a cute naked house. My brother, one of the only ones I can confide in. It ain't no water in the pool, go ahead and dive in. I toot my horn, I blow my bugle, I recycle. I say free beluga whales on YouTube, what do you do?
Okay, the pussy like trouble cause I'm...
Wow. Oh, there you go. Holy smokes, Mac Miller. Yeah, he saves beluga whales on the internet. What do you do? There's the thing. Lashing out to people, strangers on the internet, or even if it's just looking for answers and not feeling satisfied. I'll tell you the first step Engage in the community. There are good people watching these videos that might want to talk, chat, or share personal experiences. Or I guess you can just lash out to strangers on the internet. Save beluga whales.
CK, man, I think so, therefore I am, man, it's 8 a.m., man, my mind is an emporium, a cute naked house. My brother, one of the only ones I can confide in. It ain't no water in the pool, go ahead and dive in. I toot my horn, I blow my bugle, I recycle, I say free beluga whales on YouTube, what do you do?
Okay, the pussy like trouble cause I'm in it often. A drug habit like Philip Hoffman will probably put me in a coffin. But down the
Oh, there, see? So was Philip Seymour Hoffman passed by this time? And then I just wonder how many got nailed with fentanyl before they knew fentanyl was a problem. Oh, it's tough. There's a lot of very, very deep self-realization in these songs. I can see why so many people take stuff away from it. That's a powerful. The lyrical content is pretty good here. And I understand that being knee deep in the vajayjay is just part of the basket of rhetoric. But the kind of deeper lines are where the answers are. You know, I'm starting to see all that. And instead of going, oh, that's offensive, that's just to scare the straights away. But the despair and depression and the self-realization or acknowledgement of dancing on the edge just like other people, that's heavy.
Okay, the pussy like trouble cause I'm in it often. A drug habit like Philip Hoffman will probably put me in a coffin. But down the slope of my toboggan, 3-day delirium, getting weirder than Austin. Now it's 7 in the morning, this rapper life is so boring, still at it. A drug absorbing endorphin addict, yeah. The evil follow me, I got a devil magnet. I know a bitch will let you fuck her for Coachella passes.
Oh, so pompous, the ambiance. You remind me of the lobby of the Mondrian. I saw you meditating, get your Gandhi on. If she got that stank puss, then I won't be long.
Never lose your mind, cause insanity is brutal. Life is just like college, all you have's your noodle. Mirror, mirror on the wall, I'm staring at a dead man. Me and Mikey go back like Braun's headband. White American.
In honor of Michael, there are links down below. That was a coincidence, but there it was. Search out the help needed. Find the program. I know it seems like how could anybody else help you? But sometimes it's as easy as just talking to a person you could relate to. I know about being a junkie, so I had to talk to other junkies, and I had to be around the evidence that I was on the wrong path. To be fair, though, in case we haven't ever talked about this, all that was state imposed. I never checked in on my own. I stayed active on my own after I'd recovered. But the process was not, it was imposed by the government, plain and simple. So I'll admit, it's hard to take the help. It's hard to look in the mirror and see the monster. But we all have one. Surrounded by demons and devils, we do our best to weather the deception. Yeah, it's all heavy. This is why we didn't do nothing for 2 days. And we got a bunch of new correspondents, so the plot continues to thicken.
Hotter from the Aryan.
New Tibetan mastiff and he hated when you stare at him. Jump in the jacuzzi on, say I fuck with you the long way. I love you more than Kanye, love Kanye.
Slave to the W, I don't hang with losers. I'm in the...
Wow, that stood the test of time, huh? That line stood the test of time. I don't even know much about him, but his ego shines on the internet, as well as some of the weird stuff. not for or against him. I'm just saying he seems to have a huge personality and craves attention, I guess. I don't know. I mean, obviously that's for entertainment purposes only. I don't know shit about Kanye.
New Tibetan master and he hate it when you stare at him. Jump in the jacuzzi on, say I fuck with you the long way. I love you more than Kanye, love Kanye.
Slave to the W, I don't hang with losers. I'm in the suburbs doing drive-bys on Razor scooters. It's my first try, so I got a third eye. It's work time, I sell the coke to students out in Irvine.
Coming off the high, listening to Jamiroquai. Why we go through hell when we trying to get to paradise? It's like we ain't scared of death, but we scared of life. It's like we're shooting for the stars, but we scared of heights.
I'm indoors.
Yeah, so I can't speak on that. I am definitely, I love life and don't believe death is an answer. If I no longer have my physical body to create with and manipulate matter with, I'm not, I like touching and feeling and reality. So I base my true existence here on the earthly plane, keeping in mind the ethereal plane is something for much later in life. After I've fully conquered the flesh existence and the material, then I'll address the ethereal, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. The great energy, the universal energy pool is where I kind of, at the very least, my spark of life goes on because of the conservation of energy. Energy can be destroyed, only converted. That electrical charge goes on. Am I in that electrical charge? Well, I don't know. I'm certainly not going to contemplate that. It seems like a waste of my time when I have reality right here to touch and feel. I go with reality, but that's just me.
Gym shorts with the Sith Lord. We might go bowling later, maybe play Connect 4. Get high, fucking with the tech deck. Calling local middle schools and sending some death threats.
Hello. When I tell you this, I mean this seriously from the bottom of my heart. I need the briefcase in 15 minutes or everybody's finished.
I love my powder white, prefer my bitches black. I'm getting lit with Dash, you don't see us in the back. No longer Little Mac, a briefcase with $1 million cash. Oh, yeah. Let me off at the top.
Let me off at the top.
Let me off at the top.
Let me off at the top. Let me off at the top. Let me off at the top.
Let me off at the top.
Let me off at the top.
Let me off at the top. We can keep riding for now. Let me off at the top. The road keeps winding around. Let me off at the top. Home has the clouds. Let me off at the top. And motherfucker, shut your motherfucking mouth. Yeah.
Sure, they're terrific athletes. They've got the best.
Okay, we're going to do it. Sure, they're terrific athletes.
They've got the best equipment that money can buy. Hell, every team they're sending over here has their own personal masseuse. Not masseur, masseuse. But it doesn't matter. Do you know that every Mohawk competitor has an electrocardiogram, blood and urine tests every 48 hours to see if there's any change in his physical condition? Do you know that they use the most sophisticated training methods from the Soviet Union, East and West Germany, and the newest Olympic power, Trinidad and Tobago? But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Okay, there's a perfect example. Taking it all too seriously. And Mac was at the top of the game doing his things. He could afford to be anything he wanted, and he, the things, whatever. I don't know him from Adam, but in the lyrical content, self-realized the depths of the addiction and stuff he was in. I mean, that seems quite obvious. And if you're sharing, I would think if a person is sharing deep feelings with these artists and music, moments like this right now can get complicated. And the thing is I mean, I don't know nothing, but you can't take all this too seriously, in my personal opinion, which isn't worth anything. But very heavy when you think about it in regards to the last song and the way it segues into it. And
Doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. 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 Even if we play so far over our heads that our noses bleed for a week to 10 days, even if God in heaven above comes down and points his hand at our side of the field, even if every man, woman, and child held hands together and prayed for us to win, it just wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Jumping out the Camino, slept at gas station, smell like hot Cheetos. Record a softcore on a TiVo, modern meatloaf. Breathe smoke, got a vegan bitch in the Peace Corps. All she ever do is ask me what I eat meat for. Hold up, pause, always over the quota. Boss, wake up in polo, sleep in the cars. Travel across the world, but that didn't faze me. Couple people that I know that happen to play me. Once they start to realize that I'm actually crazy, shit, I'm actually crazy. And choose phone getting blown up by Leor Cone. Christian Dior, nothing I'm owning. Go to Hawaii, fuck with Simonas. Get faded and sleep in the ocean. Just keep with emotion. I'm rolling with emotion. Yeah, I'm rolling. Keep with emotion. I'm rolling. Yeah. And your bitch wearing elbow pads. Sell her pussy over Melrose Ave. I've been to hell and back trying to get attached with my better half. Never that smell so gone, so bring the coke on. I'm higher than Voltron with a bunch of gold on. Caucasians still love me like my name was Michael Boson. Hold on, do you fucking dirty like the soap gone. Froze on, it's bone chilling, colder than the Pope's secrets. Older than Capone's demons, coming from a place where there was no Jesus walking boldly.
sad. This one, I have to admit that I think the music's a little out front and the lyrics, the bars are a little subdued in the background. Just the mix. It's not complaining, of course, because, I mean, I'm grateful it exists and we can experience it again. But, to be fair, it's a little muddy. Struggling to hear the bars on this one. And we went long, so we're just going to finish it up.
Been to hell and back trying to get attached with my better half. Never that smell so gone, so bring the coke on. I'm higher than Voltron with a bunch of gold on. Caucasians still love me like my name was Michael Boson. Hold on, do you fucking dirty like the soap gone. Froze on, it's bone chilling, colder than the Pope's secrets. Older than Capone's demons, coming from a place where there was no Jesus. Walking bohemian, dying creep to feces. Cause shit real, flying to your windshield to get killed. Bugging out, had it all, I'm nothing now. I just gave it away. Fuck a label, can't enable, put a name to a face. Yeah, I bust speakers with some bullshit rap. I'm on drugs, on my new shit whack. Remember that. I ain't shit but a fraud.
What I know ain't nothing with God.
Whatever, what I know ain't nothing to God.
That's crazy. Yeah. I like that. I just said the mix I didn't care for as much, but I think it's heavy in regards to everything we've been going through for the last 48, 72 hours, whatever it's been. Mac Miller. It just doesn't matter. And what do you do? And it's another step forward. Obviously, links are down in the description to help for a multitude of issues. If your takeaway from this experience is something negative, I would search out greater help than reaction videos can offer. And that's our takeaway. Mac Miller is amazing. I mean, personally, they like their sex. It's all up in the lyric. That's cool. I don't have nothing against it. It's not my favorite, but I can ignore it for all the other stuff. And I think that's some powerful music. I really do. I think he had some things to say, and was very much aware of the path he was on. Crazy. All right, take it easy. Take it any way you can get it, I guess.